Private Calamity here, signing on for today. When I was growing up, I was very fortunate in the fact that we had a model shop literally 2 blocks from my house called Loftus. And as you can imagine, I spent quite a lot of my time in there. So I thought what we would do today is create a series where I jump back into that with an Airfix 1 in 72 kit. This one is the Willy's MB Jeep, which was the airborne set. These were dropped into the war zone in World War II using parachutes. So let's jump right into it with part 1, the assembly, which should be an interesting build. The beauty of these kits is they pretty much come with everything you need. They're designed for 8 years and above. This kit includes the Jeep, a nice little cannon and a trailer. But it also includes the paint brushes and 4 paints and the glue, which is pretty neat for an out of the box get going. As you can see, skill level 1, so I should be able to do this. And on the back is a nice little paint guide for the UK version of this Jeep. This is paint instructions, so let's get to it. Let's open it up. So I bought this little toolkit from eBay. It was around about £10 and includes pretty much everything you need really. So I've got a little set of cutters for removal of the parts, nice and sharp. There's a set of bent tweezers, a scalpel with some blades, nice and sharp. The straight tweezers, these are my preference. A really rough file. I think this would be knocking off quite a lot of plastic. I'm not sure if we'll use that on this model. This is a multi-board with lots of different types of surfaces. Again, don't think I'll use it on this. And then we have the nail file board. This is probably going to be the key item we use for removing those extra bits of plastic we don't need. Overall, nice little kit to get you started. We also have the 10-second plastic glue with a brush. So this is really nice. I really enjoy using that rather than the tube that comes with it. Just gets a bit messy with the tube. Okay, so let's open the box and see what's inside. I have to apologise about the camera. My normal camera failed, so this is recorded with a standard webcam. So it can't quite get the exposure right, it can't get the focus right, so I do apologise about that. It will be fixed in future videos. So here we have the paints and the glue. The trays, these have an official name for these, I can't remember what it is, but that's where all the parts are. And then we have a brush. It's a pretty nice brush. Yeah, not bad for a cheap brush. And then the instructions in every language with your standard assembly instructions and some decals. These decals are going to be really fun because they're really small and this is a very small model, so that should be interesting to build those. And here we have the USA paint instructions. So on the back of the box was the UK, this is the US. We're going to be building the UK version, so I'll just leave that there. And that's pretty much it. So let's just take a look at the instructions. It always makes me laugh, like an 8-year-old is not going to be reading all of that. I'm not going to be reading it either as a 40-year-old. So here we go. So yes, the instructions start at step 1, very standard layout. Tells you the parts, tells you what the paint is for each part and the general assembly. Nothing new here. Quite good for a child to pick this up because the red indicators show you which were the previous bits assembled, so that's quite nice. I always like to check over the steps just to get familiarise myself with what's involved And here I've realised this actually includes the skid. So set instruction number 14 onwards is assembling the skids that the Jeep would have sat on that the parachute's attached to. That was not mentioned on the box, but it is included in the kit. So that's where I got the inspiration for creating a scene with parachutes. So I know I said I wouldn't read this, but I'm referring back to the key for what the icons mean on the instructions. Some parts of the models require drilling or clamping or holding together with either tape or a peg or something like that. So I was just checking those, make sure nothing was going to catch us out. Okay, so that's the instructions. Fairly standard. I think I can follow these. It's not quite Lego, but you can pick it up pretty quickly. I'm very happy with the way they've laid these instructions out, specifically for 8+. So yeah, overall, a pretty good instructions. Let's have a look at the actual parts. We have 2 sheets. These are common to call the sheets in alphabetical order, and then the parts are in number order. Oh, okay. That reminds me I need to get a cutting mat. Nice little slice out of my normal mat. Whoops. So there we have it. Not that many parts. Should be relatively easy to find the parts and put them together. And I think we're good to go with build. So my approach is normally to cut out all the parts that are needed for that step. And take a good look at them, trying to work out where the excess plastic is. If there's anything we need to knock off first. Do a little fit check before we glue it. And make sure everything lines up okay. And you can kind of get an idea of where the glue needs to be placed to make these fit together nicely. So that's what I'm doing now, is just notice there's a little bit of excess plastic. It's hard to tell at this scale which is meant to be the part and which is meant to be removed. But doing this dry fit test helps you work that out. There we go. Very happy with how that lines up now. Everything seems to connect to the area that I think it should. And we're ready to glue it. This is the first bit of gluing we're doing with this model, and it's always fun to get this process started. As you can see, the parts are really small. So with my eyesight at 40, this is going to be fun. I won't narrate every step, we'll just play some music while we build. So these seats are going to be very visible, so I think it's important just to spend some time removing the excess plastic from the mould and make sure they all look as clean and tidy as we can before we install them. Okay, one thing I've noticed is although it's 10-second glue, it's taking more than 10 seconds to dry and set properly, and I think that's just the product of the smallness of this model, and the contact points are very, very tiny. So it's just something I need to be mindful of when I'm assembling it. The glue might not be totally set, but here's the model so far. Again, the quality of the camera is not great, so I do apologise about that. But it's turning out to be a nice little model. Now we need to put these seats in position. These are very, very small. I'm probably going to use the tweezers for this. That's the hood and the windscreen in place. I think this adds a nice little touch, having the windscreen be able to fold down. For a tiny model, it's quite detailed actually. I'll try and get it to focus in. Yeah, it's going to be fun painting this. Time to pop the wheels on. This has always been the tricky part, is trying to get these wheels square onto a little post where the glue doesn't set fast. I did try when I was younger using super glue, but if you get it wrong, the glue is set so quick that you then have to cut it off and redo it. So I often find using the normal glue and persevering with it, just trying to do one side, making sure they're level, give it time to set, and then try the other side. It seems to work for me. If there's any other way of doing it, let me know in the comments, that'd be wonderful. While we wait for those wheels to set, we may as well move on to the next step, as it doesn't involve the Jeep, and this is building the skid. Wonderful. Skid drying, Jeep drying, let's move on to the trailer. Okay, so that concludes the assembly stage. We've now got the Jeep built, the skid built, the trailer built, and the cannon. And everything is setting. We're going to leave it for a while to set, and then we'll move on to some painting. Thank you very much. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe and hit the bell notification. It's greatly appreciated in building my channel. And we'll see you in the next one.